Most people treat Anaconda, Darce, and Guillotine as different attacks. And that's the problem why it fails. If you start to treat them as different submissions and different attacks, every response from your opponent, every defense becomes a problem, and you might even end up on the bottom, in a worse position than you started. What you gotta start to see is them as a system, where the defense from one leads to the next one. And once you start to do this, you're gonna see the connection between them is pretty obvious, and you can take advantage of that. Let me show you what I mean by this. Starting with a guillotine attack, very high percentage move, but like every submission, we also have defense for those. So the end goal of a guillotine is to really get the tap from there. So I'm working from the front head and arm, I shoot my wrist up, and then I'll start to sit, trying to connect either in a close guard or half guard to squeeze and get the tap. My opponent knows that, so what he tries to do is move his body out of the way so he can defend the position. So it's very common, this kind of reaction from my opponent. I shoot the guillotine, and when I'm about to sit, he's gonna start to fall to the side. I kind of lose the opportunity to do the guillotine here, but the head and arm are very close, and I can transit to the Anaconda from here. So I'm just gonna push the elbow across. I can even use my leg to that, and I'm gonna shoot a figure of 4. I connect behind his shoulder, and I'm gonna start to walk towards him and squeeze the grip. Okay. Without losing this, if I don't have the adjustment here for the position, he can start to defend by going on turtle again. I'm just gonna follow him. This is a perfect scenario for me to go for the Darce. So I'm gonna shoot my hand up and bring him down to the ground, but now I'm on top. Same way, head is gonna go down, I'll shoot my hand, connect the figure of 4, and if I can walk back to either mount or be on top of him, it'll be an easier finish from there. So you can see very quick from this example that once I start to connect, it doesn't matter where he goes, because the more he defends one, more he opens the opportunity for the next one. And actually, the next one is deeper and more precise, so with more pressure. I'll show you one more example so you can see that. So this is where we stopped the last one, on the Darce. So I'm working the Darce, and I want to put weight back into him, but he starts to open the elbow and come turtle again. And now gets hard, I need to work him down to the ground, which I could do. I could continue insisting on the Darce, but this comes back to our first attack. I can shoot the high guillotine here and really try to get a lock and start to squeeze for the tap. Now that you know this pattern, I will challenge you. You start to watch high-level grappling, especially on no-gi, and you're gonna see that those guys, they are never chasing for a single and a lone submission. What they are looking for, it's for a chain of movements, chain of attacks, where the defense of the opponent is always leading to the next one. This is when you're really gonna become dangerous on this kind of game. Next time that you're trying this on your training, on your competition, think about that. Don't chase it alone, watch the reactions, and try to chain those attacks to become very dangerous on the front head and arm.